Welcome everyone to the Art of Mindfulness with Patrick Dalrymple. I hope you are enjoying your day. We're just going to do a little bit of abstract art, and at the same time, this is just a moment for you to relax, to grab your cup of coffee, and to either lay on the couch, pet your little kitty cat, or just to do anything you feel like doing that is relaxing for you. And so let's start with just some lines, some little wiggly lines. And oftentimes if we do sort of like the number 8, we can see that it creates some sort of pattern. And now that we have a pattern like this, we can add some lines to it. And the point of this show is to really bring forth in you a sentiment of peace, relaxation, and to know that you have a friend, even if it's for a short while. I can be your friend. And so we'll just continue to build our structure. And now that we kind of have an idea of what the structure looks like, we can start adding a little bit of colors. And feel free to draw with me. And you can either fill out the entire shape as such, or you can kind of just fill out a little bit of it, or you can skip one and leave a little gap of white, but that's a little boring, so I'm gonna do a bit more colors. A nice little orange would be nice. And that reminds me of sort of being outside and looking at a fire and cooking some marshmallows over the fire on a cold winter night. But that's all right because we're warm. We're warm near that fire. And everyone's kind of laughing, talking, and giggling, and the kids are having fun. And so that's kind of what I want to showcase here, is just that you can have fun and you can let out your inner child. And so that's what I am trying to do, is to just let out my inner child. And we're going to do a little bit of circles here, a little bit of circles there. It kind of gets the wrist going and it's relaxing. It's very intense exercise. And so, as I'm picking my colors here, I'm being very mindful of how the light reflects on the whiteboard, the sound of my voice, any thoughts that are going through my head. And to be honest, I don't have too many thoughts going through my head because with a lot of mindfulness meditation, you become so aware of the thoughts, of that inner chatter, that it kind of becomes almost like a noisy neighbor, and eventually you just stop paying attention to it. And the noisy neighbor might say god-awful things, but you know to just be patient with it, to be patient with yourself, that inner chatter, and know that there exists deep within you a love. And I know that word is thrown around a lot and it doesn't have maybe the same meaning as it used to, but I think we have to talk about love a bit more often, and to know that it's still is possible for us to reach a state of pure peace and to not be bothered by things that might frustrate us. And you might be saying, well, how can I be bothered? How can I not be bothered by things that frustrate me? Well, a technique that I use is to focus on my breath, to draw, to take a nice hot shower, to go on a walk with the dog, and to have open conversations and to say, this is bothering me and I hope I can communicate with you, and to just share with each other. And communication is key, and sometimes we're shy, but that's okay. Everyone is allowed to feel whatever goes on in the body, and to feel awake. And by that I mean to have the sense of presence, and to really, as you pay attention to your breath, and as you pay attention to what I'm doing here, to really feel as though you're alive inside of a body, and to feel the sensations of this body, and to maybe be fortunate and to be grateful that this is quite the experience, and you're able to hear my voice, you're able to see these colors, and to just know that life is quite the experience, but it's a learning experience. And we're always constantly learning, and sometimes we don't feel like learning because we've gotten so kind of comfortable, but at the same time, it really comes down to us whether we want to take that next step and to grow. And it's okay if we don't feel comfortable doing that. That's all right. And as I do this, I would encourage you to draw with me, or even feel the sensation of what your feet feel like. And it's not something that we feel often, is, my goodness, I haven't felt my feet in a long time. And something that a lot of people do is something called grounding, and they put their feet on the ground. And sometimes you can do this barefoot during the summertime. I would suggest during a day that's warm. But if you can't do it, there is the opportunity to just leave your shoes on and to feel what it's like to interact, to bring your awareness to the floor, and to see if there's a vibration that is kind of, to see if the floor itself has a vibration to it. And maybe it does. And let's pick another color. Let's do a couple of triangles here. Draw in one, skip the other, draw in the other. And I love doing these little cherries almost. These little cherries. In French it's called cerise, and boy are they good. And to all my French viewers, bonjour, j'espère que votre journée va bien. That means in English, hello, I hope your day is going well. And so when it comes to art like this, it's a really good way to be mindful and to just stop and to think or to not think. But it's okay if you are thinking. And if you're having all sorts of thoughts, to just let them pass by, almost like almost like, let's say you're in a train and the train's going forward and all the trees and the scenery are your thoughts. Eventually, the scenery disappears and becomes a new type of scenery, a new image in your head, but it never sticks for too long. So I wouldn't worry too much about a thought sticking for too long. I would just suggest becoming aware of it. And what do I mean by becoming aware of your thoughts? Well, to just hear yourself think in your head, oh yeah, I do have a voice that talks. I do have a thinking mind that chit-chats in my head. And that is the very beginning of what I would call a wonderful awareness practice or awakening practice. So, I think I already used this color, but I'll use it anyway, just for a little bit of stuff here. And so, that's one color I haven't used, is brown. Let's just use a little bit of brown here. And it's okay to feel, sometimes we don't have much to say, and that's okay. Sometimes we just stay where, in a quiet space, and that's all right. And you can even connect with the space around you. And this is something that we're not really taught in school, but there is a space around us. And you can give it qualities. You can tell yourself that maybe this is a loving space, and it feels as though it contains everything, and it holds everything kind of together. It allows everything to exist. So would I give this space a quality like love? I think it deserves that. I think we can do that. It's not hard to imagine this space as this loving being. And so, speaking of love, we can do a little heart. A little heart. And we can make little eyes and a little smile. And let's add a little bit of smiles in there, yeah? Just a few smiles. One smile there, one smile here. And my smile. And these little people here, or little guys that I'm drawing, are kind of the spirit of the colors. That's an interesting thing, eh? And some people can actually feel colors, and that's something that's called synesthesia. I believe that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can look that up on your phone. And that would be an interesting thing. I know that there's a lot of people that feel music, and that's another way to be mindful. I love these little hearts with faces in them. It's so cute. And I'm curious to know what you drew. Do you want to show me? Oh, that's nice, eh? That's nice. So, I'm just going to keep on drawing here. And just when you think you ran out of room, you find more room. And we're kind of traveling here. It almost becomes like a map of imagination. And I would love for you to just take a moment and to just take it all in and to see or to feel something from this. And what does this make you feel? What does this make you think of? What type of thoughts are you having? Are you aware of the thoughts that you're having? And if not, that's okay. That's okay. There's no rush. You can see the lines here, the orange, the green, almost like a field of grass where there's cows. I'm doing like this. So let's just kind of all wrap it together here. And it's good to be quiet sometimes. It's good to have a state where you can actually feel a vibration that is very peaceful. And I'm working on that for myself, but it's also something that we can all work on, is to feel our bodies into. And if it gets too intense in our bodies, if we feel as though our emotions are too intense, we can always surrender them either to the universe or to a higher power. Surrendering is a very good technique when you feel overwhelmed, and to trust. And so I'm just going to keep drawing here, but just feel free to relax and to enjoy what I do and all these beautiful colors. And now let's just take the next couple of moments to really look at this and to see how you feel about it. And some people might find this to be kind of strange looking, but that's okay. You're allowed to feel that it's strange. It looks strange, but I sure like it. And you can analyze it if you want. Maybe it represents something psychological for you, like a chaotic artistic mind. And oftentimes what I like about abstract art is that you can look at it and you can get kind of answers to questions. And I know that might sound a little different, but it's funny. We can sort of ask the art some questions. So. And we can definitely see patterns, and the brain loves to figure things out and to see these patterns and to understand them. And so, as you look at this, we will bring the feeling of excitement from this outdoors, and I can't wait to bring you there. See you soon.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Smudging is a very important part in our life as we're all learning to walk the good way. When we smudge, we use the sacred medicine, the white sage, the sweetgrass, the tobacco, and the cedar. It cleanses negative energy and replaces it by a positive energy. When I smudge, I cleanse my end and my eagle feather and start cleansing my breath to have better words. I will smudge my eyes so I could see the better things offered to me. I will smudge my ears to hear the good thing that people have to say. I will smudge my hair to have good thinking from my head. I will bring the smudge to my feet so I could walk in respect with our Mother, the Earth. Smudging is the way we give our prayers to connect our spirit to the Creator. We express gratitude for the gift of life, the learning, and growth.
Focus better.
Partner better.
Sleep better.
Breathe better.
Love better. Work better. Friend better. Unwind better.
Everything gets better when you get active.
I can feel the sun rays on my skin. I can feel the sensation of the air and the temperature of the air and how it feels when it goes into my throat and in my lungs. And it's fresh, it's fresh air. And that's so important to have some fresh air every so often. And I'm here right now. I feel the sensation of the ground interacting with my boots. And I feel the sensation of the wind. And we can even, there's certain smells that are quite lovely. The breeze, the freshness of the air is quite nice. But the sun is amazing. And I keep reminding myself that, and I talk about this a lot because I find that it's a good reminder to be still and present, is that stillness itself is the space that's around us. And when people talk about presence, they're talking about something that's inner, but also something that is so-called in the outer world, even though I think the outer world and our bodies are completely connected. And you can hear some noise, some dogs barking. I see people walking. squirrels doing their job. And just the silence. When people say, what's the secret? What's the secret to life? It's just to be silent. And it's so simple that people overlook it. It's just this quietness. You can't know more than that. That's where knowledge stops. It's there. Feels nice. It's nice to be here right now with my eyes open or with my eyes closed. Just the fact of being here with you in nature. And something I want to bring your attention to as a viewer is that right now I am surrounded by space. The space around us it's everywhere. It allows me to ponder life and to ask questions. It's the most present listener in the universe. It'll never judge you. It's just here, and it's now, and it's everywhere. And deep down, we might even be able to say that it's us, and that we're made of it. And that's kind of a beautiful thing. And so let's just take a moment now. The light, the snow, the sound of the wind. And thank you very much for joining me today. Take care.